are just, the nominations of the two, executive mayor candidates. We've got Mr. Mpomoran, who's actually speaking right now, who's actually accepting his nomination on behalf of members of the ANC. You also have Dr. Mpokalaite from the DA's camp, who's been nominated, and we also expected to actually accept her nomination any time from now. But Francis, this is very interesting because, as you remember, Mr. Herman Mashaba had actually, in the multi-party, coalition agreement, had actually raised his hand up, and the agreement was that the DA actually fields and supports their mayoral candidates in Tshwane and actually essays Herman Mashaba here in the city of Johannesburg. Now, what this means, it could be correct, what Gayton McKenzie is actually saying to us on SABC News earlier on, at 1 p.m. when he had said that Herman Mashaba would probably pave the way for the DA's Mpokalaite, and the EFF would actually back her and actually vote for her. You've seen what happened right now in Ekurhuleni, Francis, where Campbell of the DA has actually been elected mayor. What you just saw right now was Mpokalaite just accepting her nomination. So, interesting times, Francis. Really, really interesting times in light of what's been happening over this past weekend. When speaking to the DA federal chairperson, Helen Zilla, she did not actually, expect that the EFF would actually vote, for the DA. Whether or not the EFF was actually pushing the DA into a corner, it remains to be seen, Francis. But indeed, quite interesting times here in the City of Johannesburg Council. As you would know, that the City of Johannesburg is the economic hub of the country. So I think we'll just have to wait and see later on what actually happens. But in terms of, the ANC, just speaking to Omam Nomzula Mokonyane earlier on, you heard it, just quite disappointed, but also saying that this process is a democratic process. We saw there the election of Vasco da Gama as the Speaker of the City of Johannesburg. He's no stranger to this position. He was here before, just before the exiting of Mr. Herman Mashaba from his post as the City of Johannesburg Mayor in 2019. So quite some interesting developments the City of Johannesburg. Of course, some did not even expect this, Francis, but indeed it seems as if the ANC is left licking its wounds, seeing the developments, in KwaZulu-Natal, seeing the developments in Ekurhuleni, and we're just awaiting here, to actually see who will be elected as the new mayor of the City of Johannesburg.
Natasha, have you had a chance to speak to any of the EFF councillors? Perhaps you'll have to wait till afterwards, but this is a very brave move on their part. They're voting for DA candidates on the political spectrum. They are left. The DA, many would argue, has become increasingly right. So they risk alienating some of their own voters. It's very brave, possibly only to punish the ANC.
Exactly, Francis. I've been hounding them from in the morning. Their delegation, the EFF caucus here today, is led by Ompile Maudu, the Treasurer General of the party, and the ANC, the EFF national spokesperson, Mr. Vuyani Pangwa. I've been probing them. I've been asking them to have interviews and, just indications to actually see what's actually happening, right here on the floor. She had said, we are going to talk to you afterwards, but we've got a surprise up our sleeve. And, just also talking to Vuyani Pangwa, I was talking to him and the ANC national spokesperson, Mr. Pulema. Unfortunately, they weren't on air, but off air. And the signals they were making to each other, hand signals, was quite interesting. But indeed, the confidence of the EFF caucus could tell you that they actually do have something up their sleeves. Mr. Herman Mashaba himself, just talking to him off the record before we had lunch, he had said that, listen, they were going to brief members of the media, but indeed, as, Action SA, they also have tricks up their sleeve. So could this be the trick that we're actually all waiting to see? I guess we'll just have to wait and see as SABC News. But of course, we're going to be camping out here tonight to give you all the latest developments in regards to what's actually happening. But Francis, to just bring you back to a very important point, last week, my colleague Zabonile Dumako had actually attended the EFF briefing, and we heard there Mr. Malema saying that they're going to hurt the ANC, and indeed, I think the EFF is actually living up to its words. They definitely are hurting the ANC where it really hurts.
This is an incredible development in Ekurhuleni. Both candidates, DA candidates, are now in place in Johannesburg. The speaker is in place. The mayor is still to be elected, but it looks like the EFF is voting for the DA, its political enemy, as it were. The DA saying it didn't want to work with the EFF. That is underway. That voting underway in Johannesburg. And thank you, Natasha Piri. Will watch that for us. Now, Cape Town Mayor